the instant Amanda proclaimed that my meticulously crafted Christmas dishes were destined for the dogs. A tranquil smile graced my lips. Before her astonished guests, I declared with honeyed poise, "Since we're embracing candor this evening, allow me to divulge what Amanda genuinely thinks of each of you." 23 visages pivoted toward me, etched with emotions spanning inquisitiveness to outright terror. Amanda's impeccably layered makeup failed to mask the torrent of dread surging in her eyes as she comprehended that her painstakingly erected social veneer was teetering on the edge of obliteration. If you're tuning in to this tale, please subscribe and drop a comment with your location. I'm eager to know where my story resonates. How did I, Eleanor Patterson, arrive at this pivotal juncture? Merely 3 days prior, I was the archetype of a devoted mother, channeling every ounce of my energy into orchestrating what I envisioned as the quintessential Christmas banquet for my daughter-in-law's yearly holiday soiree. 16 grueling hours of culinary toil, hand-rolled pasta strands, a prime rib roast that drained $300 from my modest savings, and confections demanding exotic ingredients I'd sourced through special orders. All this stemmed from Amanda's saccharine plea for a modest contribution to her event. In retrospect, I should have discerned the trap. After enduring 3 years of Amanda's masterful orchestration of circumstances to her sole advantage, I ought to have anticipated the snare. Yet grief dulls one's acuity, and isolation fosters a reckless yearning for connection. Since George's untimely departure, I'd clung desperately to any semblance of involvement in my son David's world, willfully overlooking Amanda's myriad cautionary signals. The festivities were in exuberant full bloom when I staggered through their front door at 7 p.m., burdened with 3 cumbersome casserole dishes and 2 precarious dessert carriers. Amanda commanded the scene by the crackling fireplace, resplendent in a crimson silk gown that undoubtedly exceeded the value of my monthly Social Security stipend. As I arranged my offerings on the ornate dining table laden with crystal stemware and festive garlands, her gaze flicked over, morphing from mild exasperation to an indefinable glint. "Oh, splendid," she broadcasted with volume sufficient to command the room's attention. "George's mom has brought some food as well. We'll have ample scraps to toss to the dogs once." Everyone savored the actual meal. The offhand malice struck me with the force of a physical assault. Not my cuisine or Eleanor's creations, but the old woman's dishes, reducing me to an anonymous intruder rather than the matriarch who'd quietly subsidized their lavish kitchen overhaul. The assemblage chuckled uneasily, their discomfort palpable, yet insufficient to prompt defiance against their hostess. In that instant, a profound fracture occurred within me. Perhaps it was Amanda's self-assured sneer, radiating unassailable dominance, or the vivid recollection of hovering over a sweltering stove until my feet throbbed, all in pursuit of validation from a woman who'd never extended a sliver of authentic staying. Maybe it was the accumulated indignities of 3 years, fermenting like pressure in a sealed vessel, now erupting uncontrollably. I placed my purse aside, drew my shoulders back with deliberate grace, and directed my attention to Jessica, Amanda's closest confidant. Real estate broker Hood dominated the preceding hour with tales of her recent triumphs. "Jessica," I intoned clearly, "Amanda confided just last week that you're submerged in debt from that extravagant new residence. and your spouse is teetering on the brink of departure because you favor dazzling outsiders over nurturing your own kin. Jessica's wine goblet plummeted to the floor in a resonant shatter, crimson liquid pooling like spilled secrets. The chamber plunged into profound hush, punctuated only by the gentle strains of holiday melodies wafting from concealed speakers. Amanda's complexion cycled through shades, flushed crimson, pallid white, then a sickly verdant hue in mere moments. "Eleanor, cease this at once," she murmured urgently. But I was merely embarking on my revelations. Pivoting to Michael, Amanda's tennis companion, whose jaw slackened in disbelief, I continued. "And Michael, Amanda asserts you grapple with alcoholism, that your wife endures solely from fear of your self-harm should she depart. She also notes your pre-noon bourbon aroma, a topic of club-wide whispers." Michael's arrogant grin dissolved as he surveyed the room for salvation, every gaze now riveted upon him. His wife, Sarah, seized his arm in a defensive grasp, inadvertently affirming the disclosure. "Mom, I implore you." David's plea emanated from behind, but the floodgates had burst after 3 years of serving as Amanda's convenient scapegoat. I advanced toward Karen and Steve, the duo Amanda perpetually invited for their legendary neighborhood fates. "Karen, Amanda deems your union a farce. She confided you cling together for optics alone, while Steve's clandestine liaison with his secretary spans 2 years. Knowledge to all but you." Meticulously curated facade, splintered. "What?" she exhaled in disbelief. "And Steve?" I pressed on, a dizzying rush from voicing verities. "She claims you've squandered your nest egg on foolhardy ventures, compelling Karen's return to employment. She finds your pretense of prosperity comical amid your financial ruin." The gathering fragmented visibly, pairs huddled in urgent murmurs, some edging toward exits, others clamoring for clarifications. Amanda remained immobilized at the epicenter, witnessing her orchestrated social realm unravel like frayed tinsel. Yet I persisted, addressing Robert and Linda, the venerable pair from down the lane, inching toward departure. "Amanda dubs you the antiquated dullards, extending invitations from pity alone. Last month, she confessed your dining habits nauseate her, yearning for your relocation to assisted living." Linda's eyes brimmed with unshed tears after 8 years of selfless neighborliness, lawn maintenance, package receptions, all repaid with scorn. "Enough of this," David asserted, interposing himself between us. "Mom, what has possessed you?" I regarded my offspring, nurtured to embody kindness and integrity, now shielding the architect of my public degradation. "What possesses me is 3 years of your wife's disdainful conduct. Feigned ignorance on your part," I retorted. Amanda's voice emerged, a feeble squeak diverging from her customary assurance. "Those were confidential exchanges, distorted from context." "Were they?" I queried. "My recollection is crystalline. Verbatim, in fact. The lingering attendees snatched coats with the urgency of evacuees from calamity. Amanda's elaborate Yuletide soiree, meticulously curated over months, disintegrated swifter than a card tower in gales." David oscillated between us, his countenance mirroring a man beholding his existence detonate. "Amanda, is this accurate? Do you utter such things about our acquaintances?" "David, you can't credence," Amanda commenced. "But Dr. Peterson," their household dentist, interceded softly. I've overheard analogous remarks from her. At the Hendersons' summer barbecue, I dismissed it as idle chatter, but now, he trailed off, departing with his spouse, one by one. Amanda's comrades either exited or corroborated my disclosures. The exquisite holiday adornments, laboriously perfected over weeks, now appeared tawdry amid the voids left by absconding visitors. How could you possess such knowledge? Amanda demanded, her pitch escalating to a shrill. How do you recall every dialogue? I beamed, buoyant as I'd not felt in years. Oh dear, that's the irony of being discounted as a feeble elder. Folks overlook my presence. You've voiced these sentiments before me for 3 years. Presuming my dimness or gratitude precluded notice, the epiphany surpassed my anticipations. I brandished my phone, screen illuminated for her scrutiny. I've documented our dialogues for 6 months. Astonishing insights from heeding one's discourse on intimates. David eyed the device as if it were an explosive. You've recorded us. Not us, darling. Hurried coffee rendezvous, retail excursion, lamentation about friends, neighbors, colleagues. Hours of Amanda dissecting her circle. Amanda lunged for it. But I anticipated. I advise against that. This is merely one duplicate. Backups reside securely elsewhere. The scant remnants gaped. Mobiles emerging to capture her unraveling for digital posterity. Amanda's impeccable hostess persona disintegrated live, and all craved proof. Depart, she murmured, quivering with fury. Depart my abode forthwith. With pleasure, I replied, retrieving my purse. Yet, Amanda, next you consign my fare to canines. Ensure you comprehend your adversary. I exited, euphoric, her shrieks at David echoing. For once, his allegiance didn't concern me. My phone vibrated, air reaching my vehicle. Texts inundated from unfamiliar digits, party footage, viralized. Jessica rang. Gratitude lacing her tone. Eleanor, you've preserved my existence. Mark and I conversed deeply for hours. We're pursuing therapy. Had I perpetuated pretense amid Amanda's derision? Michael entered rehab. Karen confronted Steve. Robert and Linda valued the transparency. Not all rejoiced. David visited my apartment 3 days hence. Haggard, Mom, you've demolished Amanda's social sphere. She's scarcely communicative. And the children queried Grandma's role in Mommy's tears. I brewed coffee, observing his boyhood custom of solace at my table. I didn't demolish. I unveiled fractures. Why now? Why public humiliation? I placed his mug, 3 years earning inclusion via sanitary, supervisory, fiscal while Amanda deemed me burdensome. Her dog food quip shattered me. I grasped acceptance of disrespect stemmed from fearing loss. But self-respect trumps relations devaluing me. David pondered, then confessed. She uttered those recordings confirmed. I ignored her views on our life. His whisper, worst. I permitted your mistreatment, rationalizing it as minor. Her trait, I clasped his hand. You can't govern her. But your response, she demands severance, claims unforgivable betrayal. And you? He paused. I want the kids knowing Grandma. Learning cuisine from you. Grasping family's respect is mandatory. Relief surged. We discussed his union. Progeny, future for an hour. His embrace was fervent. Proud of your stand. Was it valor or rupture? A Channel 7 call from Linda Morrison proposed a feature on the confrontation, symbolizing family dynamics and anti-bullying. 6 months prior, horror. Now, prospect, I consented. The segment aired pre-New Year, balanced. With party attestations to Amanda's gossip, responses overwhelmed women recounting akin abuse, prioritizing harmony over self. Richard Wells, George's attorney, rang Eleanor. Documents George entrusted. Deliverable under conditions met per news. At his office, he unveiled segregated estate papers. George, 6 months pre-to-me, fretted Amanda's escalation. Secreting $2 million, trust. Deliver if she demonstrates self-defense against abuse. Figures days. Fees from Georgia's 25-year FBI consultancy exposing financial crimes, not business-like presumed. He documented incidents, voicemails, conversations, building safeguards. Operation Truth outlined my party actions recordings. Exposures. I wasn't a snapping widow. I executed Georgia's plan against a perceived threat. Trust intact if David defied Amanda's severance. Otherwise, charity, Georgia's pride in our resilience. More. Amanda's concealed prior marriage. Colorado elder abuse involvement. Question. Utilize this inheritance's power. Amanda presumed wedge victory. Miscalculated George's prescience. MyResolve.com, 2 days post. Amanda War declared via cease and desist, alleging defamation. I chuckled, 3 years her torment. Now victim. Timing, amusing, post-interview silence. David's call. Mom, de-escalate. She's suing for reputation. Distress. Interesting, I replied. I've consulted legally too. Richard recommended Patricia Morrison. Bully-busting litigator. Amanda erred tactically. She noted post-review. Her claim opens her abuse evidence. 3 hours dissecting Georgia's files, neighbor loan manipulations, deleted derisive posts, grandchild withholding threats, sociopath, Patricia stated. Legal exposure grounds. Thursday. Our countersuit harassment, elder abuse, alienation. Distress sought damages. Restraint. Supervised counseling. David's evening call trembled. Mom, de-escalate. She's fleeing with kids to California. David, George's estate revelation alters everything. At his office, briefcase unveiled. George safeguarded against this. David paled reviewing. Financial abuse. Isolation tactics. Dad knew. Why silent? Awaited your readiness. Amanda's controls psychological. Breaking required witnessing. Damning emails plotted post-George isolation. Extraction, incompetency, declaration. She planned commitment post-drainage. David stunned. George's pie report. Amanda's trailed damaged relations. Hidden marriage. Colorado case. She's repeated this. 4 elders manipulated. David retched. Kids. Mom can't let her. Won't. Leverage ensures. Emergency motion. Barred state exit. David. George's child trust untouchable by Amanda. Conditional on contact defiance. Days whirlwind. Patricia's filings irrefutable. Amanda's dramatic, family meeting demanding siblings, side choice. Characterizing my attack. David reported. She sought statements deeming you difficult. Lawsuit frivolous. Jennifer. Michael requested evidence. Seeing Georgia says refused. Jennifer revealed Amanda's incompetency approach last year. Saw recordings, she's built. Incompetency case a year. Cruelty. Breathtaking grief, exploited for financial medical control. Amanda's attorney withdrew post-evidence pattern review. She's scrambling. Competent counsel advises quiet. Settlement, Weakness evident when David proposed negotiation. Patricia's conference. Amanda arrived with novice lawyer. Desperate, circles under eyes. Offer, apology. Counseling for dropped suit. Non-discussion. Insufficient, Patricia countered. Eleanor endured systematic abuse. Apology insufficient sans prevention. What want? Amanda queried. Acknowledgement, responsibility. Protections against recurrence. Document slid. Binding interactions, supervised visits. Mandatory counseling, transparency. Amanda's lawyer whispered. Realization dawned. Ridiculous. Can't dictate family. Can, Patricia replied. Or lawsuit publicizes evidence. Colorado history. Manipulation pattern unfavorable. Amanda erupted. Smart old witch. I've ruined better. No, Georgia's sickening truths. Room silenced. What? David queried. Malice gleamed, not saying. Secrets since pre-marriage. Protected himself. Stomach chilled. Secrets. Money dirty, not business. Laundered for crime, drugs, gambling. Silence stretched. I laughed, chuckles swelling to go. Amanda's triumph faltered. Oh, Amanda outplayed thoroughly. I extracted Patricia's envelope. David, untold about father changes everything. FBI docs. Reports. Commendations spanned 25 years. George didn't laundry, aided FBI catching undercover consultant, 25 years. Building crime cases. David shocked. Dad, FBI. Recruited 1998, uncovering scheme. Volunteered. Amanda ashen. Impossible. Money rewards. Fees legal heroic. Patricia smiled. Meeting's purpose. Amanda's accusations revealed criminal knowledge, implying involvement. Lawyer horrified. FBI probed Colorado. Amanda read all. My testimony. Similar operations. Lawyer. Meeting over federal defender needed. Damage done Amanda. Self-implicated in husband's fought crimes. David wept. Mom. Dad hero. Final case. Protecting from predator. 6 months later. Amanda convicted elder abuse, fraud, 3 states. Investigation exposed network targeting elderly. My testimony illuminated sophistication. David, full custody. Rebuilt on honesty. Kids learned grandfather's service. Grandmother's courage exposing infiltrator. I founded organization with inheritance. Aiding elder abuse, recognition reporting, training manipulation, spotting, legal support. Reflecting Christmas, public humiliation, uncovered federal crime. George appreciated irony final undercover used wife. As bait against overconfident criminal. Learned, underestimate angry grandmother at peril. Lifetime recognizing kindness mistakers as weakness. Truth freed us. Best revenge. Silence refusal when powerless assumed. Thanks, listening. Subscribe, share voice matters.